This is every 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm. I just put this together, that's every week, what she's put in, so you can kind of see what the average been for every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Just like somebody will call me. Bob's filling up the hours with this crap again. They want to buy there and then I'll call them.
I have to anyway.
Yeah. Forecast. Is it sunny the rest of the week or?
I don't think so.
A weekend.
I
It's supposed to be
It's
dreary.
like cooler, yeah.
Well, if we get this, like, no rain for the rest of the week?
Rain on the weekend, it looked like every single day this weekend, or Saturday.
Oh, okay, that's good enough for the week.
Did our street wash way over here? That haven't been down. Looked like some of that black dirt was washing out around the site.
It would have. I was surprised. It didn't look good at all. No, it actually looks really good. I thought it was all going to be washed down, but it looks good.
They don't have fabric down yet, do they?
No, I think they want to get the curb poured first. That way they can get it all, you know. Yeah.
Right.
So another couple weeks?
Well, they have till the 13th now, so, but yeah,
I'll have it done.
they should make it today, so, or, yeah, till the 13th, the 10 days.
And what's this one, Rainy?
Those are all the CDs, so there's just a balance, there's nothing in the system to print to go with it, so that's, I just verified that that's the cash balance that is shown on those CDs, in our training software.
Maybe they would miss that one too.
Yeah, so maybe I should print the cash balance report for you, so that you can see that same number too, because that's what I look at.
Okay.
I'll do that next time. Okay.
At least this is all the way for next week, right?
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's like, well, as long as I'm sitting there waiting.
Right. Exactly. You're smart.
Thank you.
Rainey, I think, you know, when you sent out this agenda for the special meeting, did you notice that it was like the headline, it says like, 9/3/2016? That's what it came across on my,
And I didn't even check my email. I saw it today at like 4:15. I was like,
but it came across.
but yeah, I saw that too.
2016.
In the
labeled.
subject line?
Yeah,
Oh. Oh.
Or also say attachment.
or something, yeah,
I think it
but
might be the name of the attachment, actually.
Okay.
that might be, yeah.
But it's not
So,
a big
I
deal.
just gotta find it, class, so pretty dumb. Yeah.
Going back in time, 3 years.
If one could only, right?
I don't know if I want to.
I'd be younger again.
There you go.
You could redo some things,
Right, exactly.
good and bad.
Okay, it's 6:30, we'll call the Washington City Commission special meeting to order. Okay, the item we have to talk about is the deputy auditor position, as everybody knows, Rainey turned in her...
I hope
So you
not
did?
No.
No, not Rainey, she. Jack turned in her...
Okay.
Oh my God, that would be bad.
Either way, it's not good.
I would have to quit. Sorry about that. Jackie turned in her resignation. That's on when, the 12th?
The 11th is your last
The
day.
11th. So anyway, so we discussed, you know, advertising right away, so Rainey put in this job description in the paper. But we need to determine, you know, what the actual job's gonna be, like as far as hours and possible wages and stuff like that, so.
No, I haven't actually got to talk to Jackie yet, but there was no way of her saying if it was a full-time position. That's not...
Not an option, no.
Okay.
So basically, I guess Rainey's the one that can best fill us in on what she thinks we need.
Well, I just changed it from a receptionist position to deputy auditor, because that's basically what that person is doing. They're filling in and doing things for the whole office when I'm not here, so
Right.
just change it to deputy auditor, because I thought that most reflected. You're not just a receptionist answering the phone, you're doing lots of other things, so I just changed that from the prior ad that we had for Jackie's position when she took the position. And then we took out the compensation piece because we weren't sure exactly what we wanted to do there. And the other thing that I think needs to be changed is the hours. She never put in just 20 hours. So I think it could be between 30 and 40 hours, depending upon what you want to do. You see, I went and put together her average hours every 2 weeks, so you can kind of see what she averaged.
I mean, obviously, there's somewhere she's over 50 and somewhere she's less. I mean, it's 165, you know, wow. I mean, yeah.
And it all kind of depended upon what we had going on. I always just let her work whatever hours she thought she needed to work to get the work done. I never
Mhm.
put a limit on her or, you know, questioned anything, because she's a good worker, so,
I guess the question is, I mean, do we want this a full-time position, or do we want it a part-time? You know, if it's part-time, is it gonna be a part-time with benefits or not? Or,
so your handbook says, full-time employees get the benefits. Full-time is 40 hours a week. I called, the League of Cities today and talked to Stephanie to see if, the Affordable Health Care Act would require us to offer benefits, and it's only if you have 50 employees. You know, there's a formula for it, and we're nowhere close to it, so she said you shouldn't even have to worry. So if you want to offer benefits for less than 40, we'll have to change our handbook, because right now you have it stating that full-time is 40 hours per week.
right?
I guess I'd like to see it full-time. I wanted it full-time last time. I stand behind that still. I think Renee could use the additional time to do her stuff, and if we do another student project in a couple of years, I mean,
Well, do we want to advertise, like, not only they could do the office work, if the right person could come along, something for water treatment plant, for helping out there, for certifications, or you never know, we might get somebody that's talented enough to operate equipment too. You know, it all depends on what we find.
Well, I don't think we want to pull somebody from the office out there. I could see that happening pretty soon. It's the gradual.
Right, but if you're looking at the hours and stuff, you would have enough stuff to do for somebody to be full-time, I would think.
Oh, the full-time, if we did benefits, was that factored in to the budget?
This year's budget, no.
I thought we factored in for hiring somebody for maintenance out back.
Yes.
So
Next year.
basically,
Next year.
next year.
But you have a few months this year where you don't have that budget.
Right, but we still have the same budget for what we had for Jackie here now, too. We could try it, if they're good, we could turn them over to full-time, you know.
it's hard, so when you
Well-
hire somebody part-time, and unless they want the full-time, you know.
And I visited Jackie multiple times about, you know, do you think you need more hours, do you think you need to do full-time, you know, like, because we had talked about it in the interview. And she thought about it a few different times, but she never pursued it, and I think, you know, it's just because she didn't really want it.
Because she wanted a kind of a part-time job.
Yeah,
when
she
started.
took her time a lot because of their home and boys, and, I mean, that was perfectly fine, but I think, you know, she liked that flexibility, so it never really got pursued any further than that.
What's your honest opinion?
I would say at least 30 hours. I don't know if we would need somebody full-time at 40. I'm not sure what's going to happen when we get the special assessment from the county, because that position is going to have to deal with that more so than me, as far as deal with the public and the phone calls and that kind of thing. Because if people want another balance and come in and pay it, that person is going to have to deal with that more than I would. So I think there'll be some additional workload coming. I don't know if it'll be 10 more hours a week work, you know. But, I mean, we've been tackling lots of things. We still have lots of things to tackle, so.
That's just it, Rainey's on a roll, and, you know, I hate to see it not be able to continue
Exactly.
with
Exactly.
all these good things you're doing, you know.
Thank you.
When you guys interviewed last time, how many applicants do you have for that position? Was it 4 or 5?
I think we did 5, and then we moved it down to 3.
And was everybody interested in the part-time, or was some of them want a full-time? Or?
I think Vaughn wanted more hours than what they had offered, preferred, right?
More or, more money. One was, if, somebody else wants it, they can have it, they think,
Okay.
it's kind of a mixture of both, really.
Yeah, I mean, do you think we need to decide what we want to do? Maybe wait and see what we get for applicants? But when people call and ask, we need to have some kind of answer and just say, depending upon experience, we're open to full-time or part. Like I was telling Larry, you're going to get different types of people based on how you advertise.
Right.
So,
I think people are bound to stay with a job longer if they're full-time. They have that investment in. They feel,
Well, I mean, definitely, if they're relying on health insurance, absolutely, yeah. I guess that's probably the biggest one. I mean, I guess as far as salary, just to move on here a little bit, I would say 18 an hour and up depending upon experience. What do people think about that?
I think we can leave it where it's at
Okay,
and negotiate up from
could do that.
there. Because you don't want, if you don't get people that are quite qualified,
When you don't hear them, but then of course, you can have a little less per hour if it's full-time, because then you get benefits, but then if they're not benefits, then they
Well,
would
at
want
16, you can figure it's going to be between 50 and 60,000 a year for that person to be here.
more. That it is. And that's,
Benefits are
That is-
roughly 50% of your wage,
okay, so that would be a full-time person.
full-time.
I see, okay. Mhm. Well, would that be a single or a family benefit though?
Well, that's just kind of a rough,
Oh,
what I
okay.
use up there.
Okay, I see.
Benefits are about 50% of your wage.
Right, yeah, okay. Well, it's going in the paper tomorrow, so we need to make a decision here.
Can you word it?
if the ad is already done, it's going to be a matter of this document
Right,
and when people
yep.
call, what to say.
But, to change this, 30, 40 hours per week. To have the verbiage in there, with a good possibility of, full-time position, within a year or something like that. I don't know if we can do that.
Could go full-time right away too, I mean, it all depends, but the thing is, I don't know.
It would be easy if you would just tell us, yes, I need a full-time person.
I don't want to say that because I can't really, you can see by her hours that it's not truly full-time to be 40 hours a week.
Right.
That's not what she spent here. But there were different factors that held her back too. I mean, she flexed it a lot for
Oh,
her personal life, so,
Right,
well.
And she knew we wanted to keep the
yeah.
part-time too.
Yeah,
She also knew that. She
Yeah.
wasn't trying to
I'm
put
just,
extra hours in.
just visiting with her prior, what you're saying is now we're gonna be responsible for the county assessments.
that's right. I forgot about
I'm sitting there thinking, leaning more towards full-time, for the simple reason that I don't want us to get into the special assessment pickle that we're in now. To have somebody on the city's end dedicated
that. Right.
that's gonna watch over that closer.
and
I
like
think
you have told all of you, I
justifies
haven't
that
had
cost.
time to do any of that kind of stuff because I just have not had time. I mean, we've been
Right.
dealing with things for the first time, so we've been learning.
Right.
We still haven't gone through an election, we still haven't gone through a special assessment, like, there are still things that are gonna be slower for us because we've never done it before, so that will take more time.
And next year's an election year.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
So,
I'm not, I would say, I would be open to either or, I just can't tell you, definitely it's gotta be this or that,
How
A minimum
more
of 30, for sure.
yeah.
how much more hectic is going through people every 6 or 8 months trying to train somebody in again?
That's kind of where I was going with the full-time.
Well, of course, yeah.
Right,
I think
you
you
know,
retain people longer if they're full-time.
right.
Yeah.
you know, you can still have that stepping stone also as a full-time, you know,
Yep.
just kind of a fill-in, you know, has been my experience, but.
Yeah, we
I'm
done.
kind of voting for, do a full-time position, you know.
If we
if
get
it's-
qualified people.
Right, if it's a benefited position, you know, leave the starting wage at 16.
I would say, advertise for a full-time position. And if people, you know, say we get a really good person that wants to say, maybe, I only wanna work part-time.
Well, if they
We can
want,
always
you know.
consider it, because we can always go less.
Right, right.
Yeah, so, but if they, you know, because somebody might want that, who knows?
There are people that, man, I'd take it, but I don't wanna work full-time because
Right.
they have kids.
Right. But then, of course, you know, we want to make sure that they have a certain amount of time to be there, too. You know,
Right.
not just, oh, I feel like going on vacation this week, so I'm not going to work out.
So if somebody calls, could you say we're considering both full-time and part-time hours? Not limited then?
Well, you know, if people send in, you're going to have to send them, you know, please send me information. You send them this form, you know, so, because not everybody's going to call, right? And
Right.
you're not going to be able to talk to them. But I know what you're saying, but yeah.
Could you do, you know, hours, you know, 30 to 40, you know, full-time / part-time position? I don't know.
I know it's hard to,
Yeah, that's tough.
and then people are like, but it would almost nice if they could specify what they, you know, preferred, because we don't want to limit it either, like, we don't want people to say, oh, well, it's full-time, because, you know, they want part-time, and then they don't apply, or whatever, you know?
Right. Do we even want to put that piece in there? Maybe we just take the hours off this sheet and the benefits off this sheet, and then just see what we get. And if they call and ask, you just say,
Kind of explain it to them.
depending upon experience, you know, we're, could be full-time or part-time. Then you're also gonna have to rely on that board, you know, have trust in that board that's
Oh, right, exactly,
doing the interviewing to pick
yeah.
the right people or the right, you know, narrow it down to the right selection, and then have faith that, you know, they're doing what the best situation is for what they've gotten for the applicants.
But you'll be assisting with that too, right? I mean,
Maybe you want to leave the hours 30 to 40 hours per week, and then salary and benefits.
Possible benefits or something like
Maybe
that.
leave the benefits off, you know, if it's part-time, it won't be.
Or if you say possible benefits, that can let you go,
So be compensation is negotiable. Or 34 hours a week, you know, compensation is negotiable. That way it,
right.
you know, if it's compensation is hourly wage and benefits, or not, so. But yeah, I sure as hell somebody's gonna call and say, yeah, I kinda need to know where you wanna be at. They're definitely gonna wanna know. I don't know.
Well, we tried part-time last time, why don't we just try full-time this time and
Yeah.
see what we get for applicants? We can reject them all,
We can.
you know.
That's the other part, I think 16,
Remember, she asked us for what she got because she was not having benefits.
Right.
That's why she asked. Okay, and I wrote down, the previous person had 1725,
And what did you recommend?
19.
bump that to 17.
Do you think it needs to be on this form?
On which,
Do you
this
think it needs to be on this form? Can we just not have it on there at all? And then just say what we
I mean,
get?
I don't think it has to,
Yeah, I don't
because this
think
is
it
just
Yeah.
you to them, right?
Right.
When they ask for it. I don't think that, I mean,
that's a question that they can ask. If they call in and say, well, it's,
Depends on experience.
Right.
16,
Right.
17, depending on your experience.
That way we don't lock the people on the HR doing the interviews on exact price, you know. It's negotiable, and
Mhm.
use their best judgment.
So you put compensation as negotiable,
Yeah.
and depending upon experience.
Well, if we're having this meeting, can we discuss a salary cap? So it's not a cap, but,
I'm not gonna discuss the cap.
not a cap, but say,
The range,
well, yeah, I mean, if we get to the interview stage and it's like, well, this person wants this, we can't make the decision on, Noel and I and Rainey without taking it to the commission.
Well, that'd be final approval.
I would rather not. Because if you remember last time when we discussed from when Rainey was hired from X to X, and all the paper blew all out of proportion. It was like, everybody knew everything before anybody even applied. It was bad. A lot's gonna depend on who you get. I mean, obviously, some people might only be worth $16. Some people might be worth $22. You don't know. I mean, who knows, But then, if you do a range, and you go, well, range from here to here, I want the high one,
No, not, I mean, but,
Don't put it in here.
don't put it in there, but for us to know, okay, when we get to the interview stage and somebody's there, and they're saying, well, we tell them, $16, depending on experience, somebody says, well, I really gotta have $18.50. Okay, well, if it hasn't been approved ahead of time, then we gotta wait to have another commission meeting.
We can always call a special meeting.
My time is valuable.
Like I said, we can always call a special meeting. It only takes,
And that way, if you guys aren't sure, or whoever's on the committee, we can review it too.
I think we can say though, since it's already on here, that the minimum would be 16. That would be our minimum salary that we would start anybody out at. Is that fair to say?
I think it should be a little bit higher, but I think so, I don't know.
Well, it can always be higher, but she's saying the minimum is 16.
Right, minimum, because of the benefits, because we're saying,
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay, move it 16.
For a minimum, I mean.
Minimum,
yeah.
Yeah.
So then, we get rid of the employee benefit part out of here?
I would.
So do you keep the 30 to 40 hours per week until as required?
Well, I don't think you need to have plus fill-in as required because that will already take you to 40.
Right, okay, so there's approximately 34 hours per week?
Can you say 30 to 40 hours per week with the possibility of full-time employment? That way they kind of know, I mean, it's still part-time, but
Well, 40 hours per week would be full-time, but yeah.
depends, 40 hours for me is just part-time. But,
Because you don't do anything.
Yeah.
What is, I know our handbook says that, what does the labor department or whatever consider full-time? Is it 40?
32? I think it used to be 32, but I don't know if it still
For
is.
some reason, I think so too, but I'm not, I don't know. You know, that would be something to check probably.
40 should be full-time. Anything less is part-time.
I know, but they used to say 32. Now, was that an option then to pay the benefits maybe as a full-time person?
There's something that, yeah, that I remember something about 32, and I don't remember what it is.
I think it had to do with the benefits, you know, with the Obamacare or whatever it was.
No, that's like even before that though.
Maybe if it's a minimum of 32 hours and you're eligible for some,
That might be,
Benefits.
that might be like that, yeah.
Maybe that's what it is, might be.
maybe reduced benefits, I don't know. That would be-
There could always be reduced benefits, possibly too. You know, say they have a spouse that has a really good job with, you know, full family health insurance, and, you know, but they'd still like retirement and all that other stuff, you know, possibly. I don't know. Okay, so so are we in agreement then? It'll be 30 to 40 hours per week, 16 per hour and up depending upon experience. And I guess we'll see what we get, huh?
And removing the late employee benefits line.
Yes, right.
Do we need a motion on that?
We will, when we're done. We can motion everything when we're all done.
Okay.
So, so you know that they're only until Thursday the 19th, right? Will you be able to interview them next week after that?
Yeah, I think us three will probably meet Thursday, the 19th, to go get applicants, Randy can make the phone.
Well, Saturday probably, because the
Yeah.
applicants I'll do on the end of the day.
They're due Thursday.
Right, so
Okay.
we would meet Thursday hopefully to go through the applicants,
I
make
see,
our
okay.
decisions. Friday, Randy can make the phone
Oh,
calls.
right, okay, I see
Set
what
up the
you mean, yeah.
interviews for the next
Oh, yeah,
week.
right,
Does
right,
that sound,
Yeah,
okay, that's kind of where I was gonna,
yeah, good point,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're gonna look at my schedule for later September. I don't remember.
Well, yeah, it'd be the weekend.
I got something going on in September, I just don't remember what it is.
the only one I can't do is September 27th, and that's the Friday after. That's the only day that I wouldn't be able to. But we can talk about that later.
Rainey, you think this is good?
Yeah, I mean, and I've asked Jackie multiple times. I asked her last week, and then I asked her again today. You know, after she's had some time to think about it, and so, I mean, I think it's,
Okay.
you know, we were trying to determine if there's anything else that needs to add, and, I mean, we think it's very thorough and very, you know,
Yeah,
it's got
it is.
everything in there, so.
Okay. Anything else to discuss on this? Okay, with the motion now then.
What Larry had said, that's my motion.
What, 30 to 40 hours per week, $15 per hour, and up depending on experience and ABT employee benefits. That's her motion.
Yeah, that's my motion.
That's her motion.
I will, my ears are still plugged, so
You can add anything in there you want.
I will second that.
Colin Boswell. Yep, hired that.
Yeah.
Okay, any other discussion on that? Colin?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Okay. No further business, meeting adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming. I just hope we get somebody as good as Jackie. Absolutely excellent.
Me too.
You should talk her into coming full time.
Yeah, wish. All right.
We can't
No, that's why you only get 30 hours a weekend. You gotta get back to work and put another 10 in.